morning.
Akira. He's got clout.
Good morning, good morning. The music was a little low today. I just set up my poll for what I'm going to be working on. And why don't we actually turn the camera on so you guys can see me. I'm sorry, I'm just working a little bit on the typewriter here. You might see that there's a panel off of it because I'm attempting to fix the margin setting on it right before I'm supposed to use it. Absolutely. Let's see if it works. Good morning, Tom, Moni, and Dan. Still doesn't want to go back. What is this? When I hit the margin setting, this must be something internal to the typewriter. All of that work for naught. I'll have to fix that later on. I even pulled off the back panel and everything. Pieces of typewriter. Good morning, Talmoni and Dan. Good to see you. We are going to be... I should have probably set the poll for like 5 minutes or something like that. Let me turn the volume down on this. Yeah, this morning I am not sure what I want to work on yet. I have 3 different options in terms of... we got some heavy weight behind the typewriter poem, which is cool. Good morning, Fool Killer. Good to see you. Yeah, I was trying to get this margin situation on the typewriter fixed. It basically happens if you... I'll take the camera and I'll bring it back around. Show you guys. Is that it's supposed to stop the typewriter here on this margin stop right here. But you can see it just keeps going. It goes past it. And then when I make it when I touch something in the back, see, there we go. It's just the spring is probably not strong enough. That's probably what it is. Now that I've made that adjustment in the back, it'll stop now, and it'll stop over here too. The moment I go and I change it, it's stuck down again? I don't know, maybe it isn't. All right, and then I hit the margin release again. Is it stuck again? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it gets stuck. There's something about how this mechanism is working that is not working, even though I have cleaned and oiled the entire thing, but that's okay. All right, we're gonna end the poem, or end the poll early, I should say. Looks like horror typewriter poem has taken the day in terms of what we're going to work on today, which will be cool. Good morning, LJ Gibbons. Good to see you as well. Really appreciate your email reply as well. So the typewriter horror poem is a long one. I got to make a lot of edits on it in terms of for clarity, but it's a good poem nevertheless. It's meant to be long because it's going to be published, and I mean, I would be shocked if it wasn't. But the expectation is that it's going to be published in a typewriter, a collection of all typewritten short stories and poetry, which will be really cool. So let me end the poll. It won't let me end the poll. Well, I'm casting my own vote. I said the poll could go for too long. So I'm going to do a little bit of editing on that. I hope everybody is doing well this morning. How are your mornings going? What are the feels? What are the vibes? This will be a shorter show, especially since I'm still trying to work on this. No doubt. And so the mission on this is going to be making the poem a lot clearer. I think this would be a cool one where I read it beforehand and read it. I don't have time to read it beforehand and read it afterwards. I'll just read it once I finish. I'm gonna have to go at this in bits, mainly because what are clacks? Good question. Clacks are channel points. If you go on the bottom, you'll have your channel points that you could use. Oh, we have some weight thrown behind the Twitch writer's poem. But I have already decided to work on the what do you call it? The horror poem. But I may have some time to do some edits on that as well. But before I do anything, I get a piece of paper. And then if something weighs out in the end, then I will switch up my game. But in the meantime, I am preparing the Twitch writer's poem for edit. Welcome if this is your first, if you're lurking or first time on the stream or not logged in. We're doing edits today, as we do most days, on this beautiful big 1957 or 56 SG1. We'll see if anybody else jumps in and decides to weigh different direction. You know what? Here, I'll kind of open it back up because I am going to do some edits on the Twitch writers page as well. Just waiting for the right moment when this poll closes. Hieroglyph idea synthesizing to a story. It's page strokes. LJ, you started talking about you're scared of the horror poem. Yeah, no, the horror poem is pretty it's pretty descriptive. This is not a family friendly stream if we go that route. But part of the issue with the poem is that I mixed a lot of metaphor with the story, and it became a hot mess. And my editor was like, you need to either create a metaphorical poem or you need to create the story poem. And so I'm erring on the line of story. My hope is to be able to preserve most of the rhyme scheme when I do that. So it is either the Twitch writer's poem or the horror typewriter poem. And I think I'm going to go with the horror typewriter poem because that one is a little more urgent And I don't know who we have here in the chat today. Oh, we do have Bianca. It's good to see you. But I want to make sure that we have some people from the Twitch Writerverse when we do work on that one. I know Wiki knows a lot of people, so maybe we could get like a whole thing together. I wrote a poem on that actually. Typewriters and horror. I'd love to hear it. That sounds really cool. Let's get started on this so you guys are not staring at the blank page. Oh, public gory, the goriness and publicness. You wrote a poem on. That's interesting. That's totally different than what I thought you had said. We may get halfway through this, is probably what I'm thinking. repeating myself. Just made some edits on the paper. So in the first stanza, the writer laments he wanted to write a story. In the second stanza, he curses the typewriter. What will the typewriter do to him after such a horrible way of treating it? I can't do it. You know, I like the idea of introducing a story with suddenly, but it's a little cliche. Now, to be clear, keycaps. What are keycaps? Keycaps are these things right here. These are keycaps. I don't think I can pull these off, but you always can pull them off of the typewriter with some difficulty. Yeah, hence the poem's name, Keycaps. If you're tuning in, we're writing some horror poetry. This is a shorter stream than usual. Just a couple more minutes before I wrap up this last stanza. I know it's a short stream today, but got a busy morning to get after. Every morning's busy, of course. I hope you guys are all enjoying it. We're working on horror poetry. I will read what I have up to this point. And I'm now kind of deviating pretty heavily from my draft because my editor suggested I give the typewriter sentience. How do I do that? That's the question. What should the typewriter say? Trying to think. LJ says, as you mentioned, you have difficulty relaxing and that writing is not relaxing. I like how Akira the Don just bursts out some kettlebell swings in the middle of his set. Maybe it helps him relax. Ever think of typing on the street with a few push-ups in there? I wonder. I think it would be pretty cool. When I say I don't relax, what it is it's kind of that I've made a choice. And by doing kind of like a business around what I do with the poetry, which it is, like kind of trying to do these weddings, busking, creating, the events and stuff that I do, it ends up, and I think I love the idea. It's more just that, like, I made a choice for it to be more of my work, of my life's work. A passion turned into, like a better word, a small business. And I love that. And that's a choice I made. But then it's kind of like, well, what are the other outlets then? Like, I decided that it would be worth it to try to make the lion's share of my time something that not only helped support my family, but also eventually support my family, I should say, but also was creative and artistic. So I think it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Like I get to do it a lot, but it's also my work, so I need to find something else to escape. I'm sure, though, that a couple of push-ups would help with the relaxation. The exercise is definitely helpful. And no, I didn't think you were judging at all. I like it. I like the idea, the concept. Exercise is definitely something that helps Akira relax, and it's not a bad idea at all, actually. I'll think about it. Maybe on the stream. Maybe I can integrate some kettlebell onto the stream here. I did receive your email, Cherry Hazelnuts, on the spoken word workshop, and it is going well in here. We are just about to pull this first half of my poem off of here, and then we're going to. I'll read it. Yeah, this is a horror poem. And I think I'm going to have to rework this last stanza tomorrow. The new idea that I got is that the typewriter should say something. It's a possessed typewriter. And I don't know what I want it to say yet. So I wrote what it kind of says. All right. Here we go. Getting ready for the drop, says LJ. And yeah, cherry hazelnuts. I'll email you back about the spoken word thing. I definitely am going to share out that information if that's something that you would be okay with, and then we'll. But I want to touch base with you more about that. I think that's so cool. Alrighty. This is the first half of Keycaps, a poem about horror and a typewriter. All I wanted was to write, share the mystic idea and storyline, and combine my imagine with ink. But the keys, oh damn tease, did not reveal with any ease a plot or art that could please. I cursed the machine, curse its lack of inspiration, its foul futility at my hands, curse the million crumpled papers strewn on the office floor, curse my writer's block, bricks into walls blocking in my mind, curse it to all writer hells for the fault that I failed to see as mine. To my surprise, 42 glass-capped letters disappear before my eyes, leaving knives to appear in their place. My fingers mid-type helpless, haplessly hooked by the silver gleam, now bleed true languidity onto the page. Red ink of artery escaping and reaping its revenge. Those escaped keycaps now swirl and multiply around me in the air, forming a sentence of sentience. My writing machine, a living demon, so desires one thing, to escape. Actually, hold on a second. I know I just brought you guys out of it. I found an out. I'm going to read through that stanza. Those escaped keycaps now swirl and multiply around me in the air, forming a sentence of sentience I can't bear to repeat. My writing machine, a living demon, so desires one thing, to escape my endless, frustrating drafts and possess a new machine and find a creative dream that is not my incomplete nightmare, most unfair. And that is all I've got so far. So we have the typewriter has now become sentient. And the way I kind of weaseled my way out of having the typewriter say something, because I think that it's kind of like not Stephen King, Alfred Hitchcock type of thing, where you don't actually say what he says, and then it leaves the imagination. Crimson Keys, says Fool Killer, an idea I had spontaneously after hearing this topic about a typewriter that has keys that as you type, the blood becomes the ink, an idea putting yourself into your work. I love that. Great job, says LJ Gibbons, and Cherry Hazelnuts is enjoying this. Artery, escape, swirl, demon, dream, and unfair. There's a lot happening there. And the rest of it takes another turn too, so I'm excited to kind of surprise you guys on it. That is it for today, so I will return tomorrow and either we'll continue working on this or we'll throw up another poll. I'm thinking that maybe it might be a cool idea to make the polls a thing. For the first 5 minutes of the show, as the countdown's happening, I throw up a poll of what I could work on for that day, giving you guys more of a choice. I have so much trouble. Goodness, I can't get this volume right. I have so much trouble deciding what to do on like this stuff. Like I don't like planning, but giving myself some things to do and then having you guys decide among them, kind of just it's almost like I feel beholden to you guys. It's like, all right, I got to do what they're telling me to do. I don't know. I like that. Kind of weird, but I guess I like it. Again, thank you so much, everybody, for being here, and we will be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. If you so desire to tune in again. Otherwise, I will see you in the future.